Hopefully. Are we live? We're live, pal. So this has been maybe the most interesting PW60 we've done. We're going to hopefully let you all get a chance to get back in the room here. We do apologize as we literally, well, do we want to tell the people what happened?
Yes, yes. I'm gonna put my Smarky Smart glasses on for this. So what you
I'm
see
going to come
here
over and kick your.
is we had a interruption in our feed. Um, because somebody had to do it from their phone tonight because life happens, and yeah, somebody got a phone call, and next thing you know, we're off the air. But you know
Yes.
what? You know what, the good people? They can't shut us down. We are the voice of the voiceless. We are something inspirational. I
Yeah,
don't
something
know.
like that. So we're definitely going over tonight, folks, as we got plenty more shows. So just bear with us as we get set back up here. We do apologize. What we will do later on is we will actually put a mix of both of these shows back together. So we do apologize. Never has this happened before in the history of PW60. I think we may have
So
had it happen once with the learning the ropes. In all honesty, so.
at least there's that. I mean, we made history. It's not good
Yeah.
history,
You
but
know what the funny thing is? Because we were literally gonna save this for the end of the show. Like today is our third. It's our third birthday, I think, or is it our fourth? How long have we been on? Three. Yeah. So this today is actually Cole TV's third birthday. How apropos on our third birthday that we fucking would have something like this happen. So we do apologize, but once again, we will put together a super cut version of PW60 here. But yeah, this like I say, we're
and,
live,
and
pal. So bear with us just a moment.
my gift to you and to all the viewers out there, I will try my best to make sure Smarky Smart Mark doesn't come out today or the
There
rest
we
of the
go.
show. How about that?
There we go. Well, I think we can accept that. Well, let's get back into the swing of things, and we were about to talk about this. Oh, great! We come back and we got to talk about this shit. So I want to keep it one, like I was saying before we went off the air. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. Triple A, Triple Mania looked like it was a fun show. Cool. Some new champions. You got Raj Desi and Satnam Singh winning the tag titles. You got Matt Riddle winning the middleweight title or whatever it was. Vampiro's retirement tour. La Parka came out. Cool. I'm gonna keep it. This isn't even. This is Jeremy coming to you. I cannot honestly support a company that has a known fucking like psychopath who has a track record of beating women and other things as your world champion. So AAA, I'm disappointed in you personally. I'm not gonna watch your fucking product. We'll report on it here because it's it's PW because it's wrestling. I mean, it was a big thing, but seriously, fuck you for having that piece of shit win your world title, and that's all I gotta say about that. Just just do better. Like seriously, that guy shouldn't even be allowed to fucking wrestle. As far as I'm concerned, that guy should be in jail. I said what I said, and we're moving on to bigger and better things. Now let's talk about Impact from this past week on Thursday. And damn, this was a great fucking show. Um, you got that three-way match with Riley Osborne, Chris Bay, and John Schuyler as we continue on qualifying for the Ultimate X match at Emergence. Shell Shaw was in action against Tasha Steeles. Moose going up against one Mike Santana. But let's talk about the big one, that matchup between Josh Alexander and Nick Nemeth for the TNA Championship. Holy shit, was that a great match! As it went 30 minutes. And of course, no big shocker here. It was a competitive week, but that had to be our match of the week here on PW60. Do yourself a favor, go back and watch this matchup because it's so good, so freaking good, man. Uh, and I am so excited because we have got on the horizon an amazing card at TNA Merchants. But you know why I'm most excited about it, Mr. B Roll?
Why are you so excited?
Because I'm going to be there front and center, front row, baby, for TNA Emergence. and I'm going to be there to get to witness this 1 hour Iron Man match between Josh Alexander and Nick Nemeth. We're going to have that Ultimate X matchup that already has. Um, we've got 4 competitors so far, with a couple more to qualify. And how about this? Jordan Grace teaming up with Spitfire to go up against Ash by Elegance and Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich. Gonna be a pretty solid show so far. But that Iron Man match, dude, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I've never seen an Iron Man match in person before, believe it or not. Seen a lot of great
Or
wrestling, but
or an Ultimate X match, right?
that's true. I'm marking 2 off my list, man. So, but so excited, cannot wait to see this. And we talked about it was an amazing weekend in the pro wrestling. Uh, we got to see over in LA, the I believe it's the Kitsuan, and I'm sorry, I know I butchered that show, but it just so happened to be not one but 2 of our besties from our own PW60 family was there. So let's go to this little report from Sienna and the Best Scout Machine.
You know, when it comes to going to an amazing independent wrestling show, you never know who you're going to be seeing. Like for the first time of the stars, or even a surprise appearance of a very well-known independent wrestler, or even a well-known wrestler that used to start out in pro wrestling. And that's the beauty about independent wrestling too, because like no matter the different type of environment you're going to, and especially like whether it's like just locally or just big as club, independent wrestling is such a very beautiful thing ever. You want to add that, my guy?
I love independent wrestling so much, I want to take independent wrestling behind the Dunkin' Donuts and get it pregnant. You see, yeah, like tonight, we were at Kitsune tonight, and my great Muda's daughter came out. We didn't even know she was going to be here. Highlight of my life. I got to see and be next to the devil's daughter herself.
That's right. The great Sayuka made a surprise appearance. That's an example of a very surprising moment in independent wrestling, because you never know what to expect in life. And it's plus, you know, cards always subject to change. But remember, y'all, I highly encourage you to go to any local independent wrestling show, or it's like 30 minutes to an hour or far away from your area, because you never know that one of these like up and coming wrestlers are gonna make it big.
Just in the first, when they're young, just, yes, support independent wrestling.
Shania Twain.
Shania Twain!
Shania Twain, indeed. Well, thank you so much, Best Scout and Sienna. I heart 3000 this video, if I do say so myself. It's great that they got to go to that show and see the great Muda's daughter make her first ever appearance in North America. That's pretty cool, man.
Pretty dope indeed.
Well, let's continue talking about. Let's go back and talk about some Japanese wrestling, because, as we know, it is tournament season over in Japan. And even though the G1 concluded, don't worry, we got plenty more tournaments going on right now, including Noah's N1 victory. Let's go ahead and give you a little breakdown of the current rankings. Now, in the A block, we currently have a tie, as we have got Jack Morris, Luis Manta, and Kaito Kiyomiya, and Josh Briggs, all at 8 points. Then we've got Ryo Awai, Dragon at 7 points, Dragon Bane at 6, Masa Kitamiya at 5, and Atushi Kotija has withdrawn from the competition because he's mathematically eliminated anyway. So there you have. That is the A block. Now let's take a look at the B block. And over in B block action, we've got your leader is 10 points is Manobu Soya, following by Keno at 9 points, Titus Alexander and Tavion Heights all with 8 points, Yoshika Inamura with 6 points, Yuko Sasaki with 4, Alpha Wolf with 3, and El Hijo Dale Dr. Wagner Jr. is at 2 points. Therefore, he is mathematically eliminated from the tournament. Well, that is your update on that tournament. And as we all know, the 5-star Grand Prix is going on. Keno is a god. I agree, Best Scout. I knew you would like this, buddy. Love you. As we know, the 5-star Grand Prix is going on right now in Japan. And of course, we got to go to our resident expert, the light skinned Gaijin, with an update on the 5-star Grand Prix. Let's check this out. Maybe. Here we go again. Damn it. No. I fucking love live television. There's B-roll standing up in his room. It was the wrong clip. Oh, fuck me sideways. This is what happens when you do live, folks. I will get that clip here momentarily. I do apologize. Like I say, we're live, pal. So, how's everybody's Monday night doing? Who else wants to kiss Kino on the mouth? I know I do. I'm just saying, he's a beautiful man. So we will get that clip here for you. Here we go. Here is an update on the 5-Star Grand Prix. Let's go.
Who's ready for an update? During Sunday's Red Stars event, Micah proved her dominance once again as she eliminated Ruaka from playoff contention, and Yuna Mizumori was eliminated after a defeat by Hazuki. Momo Watanabe finally got on the board after defeating Tam Nakano, and Azumi dethroned the Stardom icon in the main event on Sunday. So a quick look at the standings here so far in Red Stars A. As you can see, Micah controls the Red Stars block with 8 points. However, Hazuki and Natsupoi are hot on her tail right now. And don't sleep on Minami because she's got 5 points as well. And in Red Stars B, as you can see, Azumi has taken control with 8 points. However, do not sleep on the Stardom icon. She has 6 points along with Meisero, who just eliminated Saya Ida from playoff contention. Tomorrow, Blue Stars takes center stage as last year's winner Suzu Suzuki goes one-on-one with Tekla, Miyu Amasaki goes one-on-one with Anna Jay, Shode goes one-on-one with Koguma, and Saki Kashima will take on the Phoenix Queen, Saya Kamitani. Saya, just a little advice here. I understand that you're probably taking Saki Kashima lightly, but don't sleep on Saki Kashima. Anyone can get caught in the Kish Kaisei. The 5-Star Grand Prix keeps rolling, and we're getting close to the finals.
Yes, we are, and we want to thank you so much, Lightskin, for that report. He is our resident expert when it comes to Stardom Pro Wrestling. And that's the great thing is, well, about this show is we have so many different experts and so many different promotions and styles of pro wrestling. And we are so excited tonight because I think this is like our birthday present to ourselves, because something we've been wanting to do on this show for a long time is dedicate some time to one of our favorite companies, and that is Game Changer Wrestling, GCW. And it just so happens to be we have a new family member here as part of the Pro Wrestling 60 family. We are so honored and happy to have her on board with us. You know her and you love her. And if you don't yet know her, you're about to fall in love with her. That is one Cake Face Carly, who will be doing our GCW reports. And man, she had a big one for this week because this arguably was one of the biggest weeks in GCW. So let's go to Cake Face Carly with our GCW report.
What's going on, PW60 fam? I'm Cakeface Carly, your new GCW bestie, and I'm here to talk about all things Game Changer Wrestling. Let's highlight some of the amazing things that happened this past week, as well as upcoming things you need to watch out for. GCW had 5 events this week, unlike the usual 2 or 3, and 3 of 5 of those events took place in Japan. The first event took place 1 week ago today as GCW had a crossover event with DDT called Never Ending Noisy Summer. Although the show was a little more fun and lighthearted, it was still amazing with 7 matches on card. A lot of tag team action took place, but one was Riina Yamashita teaming up with Jimmy Lloyd, which may seem hard to believe, but they teamed together very well as they took on Kanon and Daisuke Sasaki. The odds were stacked against Riina and Jimmy as there was outside interference from Kanon and Daisuke's team, but they put on a really good show. In the end, Daisuke and Kanon were victorious. Next, I gotta talk about one of my favorite matches of the night as Gringo Loco and One Called Manders took on Tetsuya Endo and Yuki Ino. This was easily a 5-star match that definitely did not disappoint. With the mix of high-flying action, hard-hitting maneuvers, and great teamwork, this match was nothing short of impressive. And despite Gringo and Mandar's effort, Tetsuya and Yuki picked up the win. Last but not least, we had Mao putting his DDT Universal Championship on the line against a returning Alex Zane. The last match Alex had was actually against Microman, and he lost. So this was a great opportunity to showcase his talent, as well as get a title opportunity. Overall, the match was incredible with such a display of raw talent. I loved this match. Sadly, the match did have to be stopped because Alex Zane did get injured after doing a flip onto the crowd and fucked up his knee. Although the match ended on a sad note, there was so much respect given from Mao to Alex Zane, and he even said, "We can run it back once you're not injured." This did, however, put a damper on the rest of the Japan tour as Alex Zane was no longer to compete. Laughter and tears, sunglasses, toy blocks, and Effie and Dino having more ass in their match than a donkey stable, this event was definitely iconic. The next show was The Sky is the Limit, and I'll have to admit, out of all 3 Japan shows, this one was definitely my favorite. From Jimmy Lloyd getting knocked out, curses being blocked, legends and lariats from hell, this 8-match fight card was second to none. First, let's talk about the bad boy Joey Janela going against the up-and-coming star Marcus Mathers. This was another 5-star, evenly stacked match that has truly made me into a Marcus Mathers fan. It was a back-and-forth bout, but there was nothing stopping the bad boy from picking up the win. There was a tag team match where Masha Slamovich teamed up with Rina Yamashita and took on Gringo Loco and Violento Jack, who took the place of Alex Zane. With so many different wrestling styles colliding in the ring, this was incredibly fluid. Both teams put on a hell of a match, but nothing was stopping the girlies from being victorious. Then in the main event was former stablemates from Second Gear Crew, Mance Warner taking on One Called Manders, putting his GCW World Championship on the line. This was already Mance Warner's second title defense of the week, as he was successful in defending it against Shunma Katsumata and the bad boy Joey Janela. The match was nothing short of intense and full of chemistry. You could see the history between these two bleed out, figuratively and literally. And although Manders had that championship at his fingertips, nothing was stopping Mance Warner. The last event in Japan was You Only Die Once, and not only was this the shortest match card of the tour, but of the entire week, as this only had 6 matches. With 3 titles defended and retained, a lot of blood, unexpected dream matches like Tetsuya Endo and Gringo Loco, as well as a huge fucking panda. Let's talk about it. The Russian Dynamite Masha Slamovich ended up putting her JCW World Championship on the line against Marcus Mathers. The match was beautifully done with a great display from both opponents, but in the end, Masha kept her belt. One Called Manders scored another title opportunity as Rina Yamashita put her GCW Ultra Violent Championship on the line. Although the match was insanely brutal, the respect and sportsmanship was clearly evident, and Rina Yamashita ended up winning. I could talk about Mance Warner's 3rd title defense in Japan, but honestly there's a match I want to talk about a little more. A scramble match between Danhausen, Jimmy Lloyd, Joey Janela, Kikutaro, Effie, and none other than Andriza Giant Panda. No bullshit, guys. There was a giant panda. Although everybody put up such a valiant effort, including Danhausen putting on a curse and everyone started doing the Thriller dance, no one was a match for Andriza, and the cutest competitor ever won. All 3 shows in Japan were awesome, and I can't wait to see him go back. But GCW had shows at the end of the week also back in the States, so let's talk about it. The first show back in the States was No Signal in the Hills Part 4 as they went back to LA at the UCC Center. This card had 10 matches, making it the most of the entire week, and it was awesome. Sidney Akeem had a match with Rich Strong, which was another 5-star match. Start to finish, it was absolutely entertaining, but Sidney Akeem kept his winning streak alive in GCW. A 6-man Lucha Libre tag match happened where Los Macizos teamed up with none other than Chavo Guerrero Jr. as they took on Gringo Loco, Erez, and Jack Cartwheel. An amazing match with, of course, tributes to Eddie Guerrero, where Chavo did the Three Amigos on all three of his opponents, as well as a frog splash. Although Los Macizos and Chavo won, let's face it, we all won for witnessing this match. Megan Bayne finally got to get her hands on Blake Christian after all the shit he's put her through just because she's aligned herself with the bad boy Joey Janela. It was an amazing match, and even though Megan put Blake in a tombstone on a door chair setup, nothing was able to stop Blake Christian as he curb stomped her, giving her another loss. We saw the return of Violence is Forever as they put their GCW World Tag Team Championships on the line against the Wolf Zaddies, and they were able to retain, officially calling themselves the Forever Tag Team Champion. Last but not least, Mance Warner not only defended his title once, but twice. It was originally supposed to be a Maki Death Kill versus Broski Jimmy and Mance Warner, but Maki was injured and Nick Gage could not be there. So first, Mance Warner defended his title against Rob Shit, and unfortunately he kind of discarded him like he was nothing. All of a sudden, out of the blue, another opponent approaches as Frankie Kazarian challenged Mance Warner for his title. There was weapons, chairs, doors, blood, and yes, a little bit of bullshit. Frankie Kazarian technically had that match won, but unfortunately Broski Jimmy helped out a little to help Mance Warner retain his title. The last show of this week was yesterday as they had their first time in Salt Lake City with the show called Save Me. With 9 matches on card, this was a terrific way to end an amazing week for GCW. Blake Christian and Marcus Mathers put on an amazing performance that honestly had me at the edge of my seat the entire time. Another 5-star match where Blake Christian ended up winning. We got to see teammates Gringo Loco and Jack Cartwheel put on a Lucha Libre match for the ages. But in the end, the veteran of the two, Gringo Loco, won. Now this was truly fight of the night for me as Bad Boy Joey Janela took on SLC native Tombstone Jesus. Honestly, when I first heard about this match, I really didn't know what to expect, but dude, I was so impressed. I was completely blown away by how they put each other through hell. And although the bad boy won, he gave so much respect to the over 50-year-old Tombstone Jesus, and honestly, I hope we get to see him again. And in the main event, I gotta mention that Mance Warner defended his GCW World Championship for the 6th time against Manny Lemons. And let me just say, the Mancer era is strong, baby, because he won again. Wow, what a kick-ass past week GCW had. But guess what? This week is even more kick-ass because 2 of the most important nights of the year are happening for GCW as Homecoming Night 1 and 2 commence. On night 1, we get to see amazing matches like the Maharaja Raj Desi and the Bollywood Boys take on Thrusty. A rivalry started between Raj and Effie as Raj shocked the entire independent wrestling scene as he showed up to GCW So High to attack Effie. We'll be getting a highly anticipated match as we get to see a 3-way ladder match for the GCW World Championship where we see the bad boy Joey Janela, the Southern Psycho Mance Warner, and All Heart Blake Christian. Y'all, this is the true test to see who is the true, real world champion. On night 2, we get another anticipated match as we get to see the in-ring return of the GCW Deathmatch General Manager, Matt Cardona. He'll be teaming up with Broski Jimmy to take on Nick Gage and Matt Hardy. And this stemmed as both these two stopped the match between these two at Now or Forever in Cleveland. I would give you the full-blown match card for both events, but you need to stay tuned to later this week as Cole TV will be putting up a GCW Homecoming predictions video, which I will be a part of, so you definitely don't want to miss that. This concludes all the GCW hype this week for you guys. And I hope if you haven't already, you give GCW a chance after today. Okay, thanks, bye. Back to you guys.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, thank you so much, Carly, for that report. You did amazing, and we're so excited to have her part of PW60. She killed it.
Killed it, and some big news just dropped there. We're doing a GCW
That's
prediction show.
right. Our
First
first
time ever.
ever. Yep. And you can look for that later this week here as well on Cold TV. But I mean, it's a big weekend. Homecoming is going to be a big show. So be on the lookout for that later this week. And as we always say here on Cold TV, man, there is so much going on in the world of pro wrestling and so much going on in the independent world of professional wrestling. So many different indie shows out there. We highly recommend you get out to them. But as always, here on PW60, we got our resident expert, one Michael J. Duplessis, who's going to fill us in and tell us about some of the great indie shows, maybe in a town near you. So let's go to Michael with the Indie Report.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Michael with another independent wrestling events report. First off, we have Relentless Pro Wrestling returns to Spokane, Washington with no excuses. September 7th, doors open at 6, bell time is at 7. This will be at the Players and Spectators Event Center, 12828 East Sprague Avenue, Spokane Valley, Washington. Relentless PNW for all tickets and information on all their social medias. Secondly, we have Pro Wrestling Live Ohio presents In the Multiverse. Saturday, October 19th. Doors open at 6:30. Bell time is at 7 at the Future Athletics Center. 6772 Kilowatt Circle in Black Lake, Ohio, 43004. ProWrestlingLive.com for all tickets and information. And lastly, we have Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. October 19th and 20th at St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. MLPWrestling.com for all tickets and information on that event.
That, Mr. Krabs, he was number 1.
The Smitty is coming Friday, August 23rd at the Owen Valley Sports Complex in Spencer, Indiana. Tickets available now. Get yours by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen.
All right, and yes, it is the biggest independent show of the year. It is upon us. The Smitty, can you believe it, B-Roll? It is this Friday coming to you from Spencer, Indiana. I am so freaking hyped for this. Of course, your boys, Colt TV, we are going to be there at the Owen Valley Sports Complex, and I'm telling you, I don't care how far away you are. Like, if you need to stay at B-Roll or my place, that's fine. We'll shack you up. You can share a bed with Reggie and Cash if you have to. I'm sure they would love to have that. But get your butt to Spencer, Indiana this Friday for the Smitty. It is going to be an amazing show. And we're, like I say, we're so honored to be a part of this show. It's going to be an amazing show, and I cannot wait for the Smitty.
Indeed. And if you haven't been enticed enough yet, all I will say, I'm not going to say what, but we will be in costume.
Let's just put it that way. All right, let's get back into it here. Let's talk about MJF. Going all over the place, working everywhere, brother. Worked a Rev Pro show going up against this young man right here, one Michael Oku, who the rumor has it that he is going to essentially sign with AEW. A lot of people talking about this young man as the best UK wrestler going today. What do you think of this news? I mean, it kind of makes sense. He's buddies with Osprey. Fit right in with AEW, I would say.
Yeah. So a couple things. I want to see this: the MJF American flag with the faces on it.
Oh God, not again. You're muted. Oh dear God. We're so close to being done with this. Yeah, we got nothing. You're muted. Okay. We're gonna try to continue on here. We're gonna before anything crazy happens, maybe we get B-roll back in, but we're not taking the risk. So because we're close to finishing up the show here this week, and we do apologize for all the technical difficulties this week. It came out this week that one Dakota Kai was injured, and it looks like she's gonna be on the shelf again for a little bit. Are you back, buddy? Because I can't hear you. Yep, we can't hear you. So that's all right. We'll figure something out. But Dakota Kai on the shelves, it looks like again. Unfortunately, you hate to hear this, man, because she's just getting back from injury and now going to be out for, I believe it was 8 weeks, is what they said. So, hopefully she gets to healing up and gets back in the ring real soon. Also, it was announced this week that the Viper Randy Orton has actually signed a contract extension with the WWE. Definitely looks like he's going to be finished his career with the WWE, and I would say rightfully so. When I think of Randy Orton, I can't see him anywhere else. In all honesty, so kudos and congratulations to Randy Orton, truly deserving to get that contract extension and get to finish his career out in the WWE. Let's talk about this. The Fanatics Fest took place over the weekend in New York City. And with every other athlete that was there, because it wasn't just a WWE thing. This was like all sports. WWE was the only one to have all sellouts across the board with all the talent that was there. So you got like Kevin Durant, you got all these other great athletes. They're not selling out. But by God, the WWE is. That just goes to show you like just how red hot the WWE is right now. So, a pretty cool statistic, I would say, nonetheless. Also, this week we found out that AEW Wrestle Dream will be taking place Saturday, October 12th, from the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. So excited for that, and it's also exciting the fact that it is a Saturday pay-per-view. I'm all for that. So, that is exciting news to hear AEW's, especially going back to Washington. It's our good buddy Michael from there, and he could speak. The Washington area is a great place for pro wrestling. Now this is interesting because this is, to my knowledge, the first time this has really happened. As AEW World's End at the end of the year is on Saturday, December 28th in Orlando, Florida, and also WWE will be running a show the same day in Orlando, Florida. So running the same town the same day. We're going back to the days of the WWF and Crockett Promotions, baby. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this falls out. Like what comes from this, and I don't know. It's very, very. It's interesting. Let's just leave it at that. Well, it's that time of the show. Let's go to Brian with Brian's random moment of the week.
Hey, what's up? It's another great episode of P to the W to the 6 to the 0. Harry's outside the house. I would say in the house, but outside the house. Coming in close. Ah! Hat. Oh, yeah, by the way, here. Don't have it on for the moment. That's all right. It's whatever. All right, so as we met last time for Brian's random moment of the week, covering the history of pro wrestling in our What If series, and we talked about one of the most polarizing figures in wrestling history, and that is Hulk Hogan, brother. And what would have happened, or what if he never left the WWF in 1993? How would that have impacted WCW when he went there in 94? And then eventually with the formation of the NWO in July of 1996 when he officially turned heel. How that would have went. Now, continuing as I mentioned last time with our look at some of the original sorry, I get distracted very easily while I'm recording. Looking at some of the founding members of the NWO and WCW in 1996. Now, I'm going to do a pair, and that would be Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Now, those that really remember, when I started watching wrestling, WCW in like 1990, 91, remember that Hall and Nash, respectively, as the Diamond Stud and Oz, and Nash as Vinny Vegas as well, those that know for sure, were in WCW before they went to the WWF to become Razor Ramon and Diesel. Now, let's fast forward. What if, in 1996, Hall and Nash never left the WWF? What if they stayed there? How would their careers have went continuing in the WWF at that time? And what would that have meant for the formation of the NWO and WCW? Would Hogan have still formed it with two other people? And if so, who would they be? There's so many things that you can unwrap with this question. What if Hall and Nash never left the WWF to go to WCW around 1996? Think about it. And let me know in the comments.
Interesting. Well, Brian, we love you, buddy. Always ask such great questions. And hey, you know who else we love here on PW60? We love our content creators. And this week, our wrestling content creator of the week, well, it's not your traditional content creator, as I don't know if you've all seen this video, but it's just too freaking adorable not to highlight. But our Ruby Ringside creator of the week this week is one Sam Ponokowski. God, I can't talk. Ponokowski. I butchered that royally. I'm sorry, folks. Anyways, the video that we're talking about in question here is his little girl reaction to Jey Uso with the Yeet dance. It's adorable. It's amazing. It's going viral. And seriously, go give them a follow. Go check them out over on TikTok. And I'm sure they're across other social media platforms. But this week, Sam Ponokowski is our Ruby Ringside content creator of the week on here PW60. And finally, our last story this week, as you saw at the beginning of the show, we lost another great in the world of professional wrestling this past week, as Afa Anoa'i, the other member of the Wild Samoans, did pass away. And of course, about a month ago, excuse me, we did lose his brother. So now both the Wild Samoans up in that squared circle up in the sky, watching down. Such a tremendous legacy. Of course, we all know with the Anoa'i family, but you hate to see this, but I'm sure the brothers are reunited and are looking down with a big smile on the face on what that Samoan family is doing right now in the world of professional wrestling. Whew. So we do apologize immensely about the technical difficulties. Hopefully we won't run into that again, but hey, it is what it is. And like I say, happy 3rd birthday here to Cole TV. It's been an amazing ride so far, and we got so much more planned on the horizon. You're going to stay tuned for that. And be on the lookout for a special cut of this episode tomorrow. That'll be here on Cole TV. Thank you all so much. We love you all, and we'll see you next time on another episode of Pro Wrestling 60. Everybody have a great week. Bye.